Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to be discussing the Patriots vs. Dolphins game. Before we get started, please drop a like and a sub. It really helps my channel grow and I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, let's dive right into the video and I hope you enjoy. So, starting with the Dolphins, let's talk about how they were able to win this game. Firstly, they were very good at running the football. Their ability to run the football behind the left side of that offensive line with Solomon Kinley and Austin Jackson. Those are the two rookie guys on that left side of that O-line in today's game. And that young O-line is developing, and it's really developing and progressing, and their ability to run the football and run way over this Patriots team was caused by, Salvon Ahmed had a really good day. So did Matt Breida, too. Their ability to see the field and run was good, but also that offensive line just was really good at moving bodies. I mean, the Dolphins rushed for 250 yards on the ground today, and that was because of their ability on the offensive line to create space. The Dolphins have been very bad at creating space on that O-line all season, especially for running the football, and today's game was an exception to that, and they were able to win this game because of that. Also, Salvon Ahmed looked really, really, really good. He had a touchdown for the Dolphins on the day, and he had 23 carries for 122 yards on a 5.3 average yards per carry. Also, Matt Breida had a big day, 12 carries, 86 yards, and no touchdown, 7.2 average yards per carry. So these Dolphins running backs were productive. They were able to move the football, and the Dolphins' ability to win this football game came down to their ability to run the football. They were able to run and run and run and keep running, and they really ran the football a lot. I mean, they threw the football 26 times, ran the football around 40 times in today's game, and their confidence running the football allowed for them to win this game. Now let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa. He had a little bit of a rough game. He started the game off 7 for 7, and looked like he had this Dolphins team driving, and then he threw an interception to J.C. Jackson in the red zone. It looked like the Dolphins were going to score a touchdown there, but it was an interception, and that happens. That's a rookie mistake, and it happens. I mean, he had 20 completions for 145 yards and 1 interception. He only didn't complete passes 6 times. That's pretty solid, but 145 yards and an interception are not great stats. However, what I saw from Tua today was his ability to learn on the job, learn and continue to progress and develop as he continues to learn. I mean, obviously, J.C. Jackson, right? That interception there, what he should have done is either taken the sack, or I think he had a little sliver of daylight there where he could have ran for the touchdown. However, in the second half, and as I said, he's learning on the job. In the second half, he had a very similar opportunity where he was able to get outside the pocket and just run for a touchdown. And instead of trying to force the ball into a tight pocket or tight open space, he just ran, scored a touchdown, and that's exactly what they need, what the Dolphins need from Tua Tagovailoa. He's really learning on the job, and he ended up having 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. So he still had 2 touchdowns and an interception, 145 yards passing. But overall, Tua was very good in the second half. Struggled in that first half after that first drive. But overall, Tua played well in that second half and good enough to get the Dolphins the win. Also, let's talk about Lynn Bowden Jr. here, too. Bowden Jr. Had 1 rush for 9 yards, but more importantly, he had 6 catches for 37 yards. And he really developed and showed that he can be that number 1 wide receiver while Parker and Grant are out. No, he's not a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, but he showed that he can be a consistent guy on this offense that can be depended on in situations down the road. And he looked good. I mean, at the end of the day, he made some plays and showed that he was a reliable weapon for this offense. Also, I want to talk about Chan Gailey. He's getting outside of his box a little bit. I mean, the offensive creativity that we saw today, there were multiple plays. I mean, there was that play with Malcolm Perry in that second quarter where it looked like Tua was going to take the snap, but Perry came in and QB sneaked it for the first down. There was obviously the Lynn Bowden end around he was supposed to throw the ball, but he ended up running it. And then there was the Ahmed 2-point attempt, and also there was that Matt Hawk punt too. So overall, the creativity that the Dolphins had today was something that was really interesting, and it's really good to see Chan Gailey get outside of his box a little bit, and something that and allowing for this offense to really take off and move forward. Defensively, I want to talk about this defense. I mean, this defense was pretty solid today. They held the Pats. They were a bend but not break defense, and this is what I've been saying all season. I mean, this Dolphins defense does not give up a lot of points. They give up quite a few yards. I mean, they're in the average area of the league when it comes to giving up yards. But when it comes to giving up points, they're an elite defense in that regard. And the reason for that is because they're timely. They cause sacks and they cause turnovers. And causing turnovers, I mean, that all starts with Xavier Howard. He had a forced fumble, and his ability to cause turnovers is awesome. This is what allows this defense to be really successful, and this is the reason why he is a legit Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Howard almost had a touchdown return, a fumble, but that ended up getting ruled back early in the game. But Xavier Howard he added to his resume. He caused another turnover. Although it wasn't an interception, a turnover is a turnover, and that was a big job by Xavier Howard. It really allowed for the Dolphins to swing that momentum back towards them in that third quarter and really just keep their foot on the pedal in that regard. Also, Landon Roberts is another guy I want to talk about, and so is Jerome Baker too. Both of them have a great nose for the football. They're always around the football, and Jerome Baker's been doing it all year. And although Landon Roberts has had an up and down year, he's a thumper. He gets to the football, finds the football, and today I really noticed that his ability to just drive to the football and get on the football was something really special and something that I really enjoyed watching. He ended up recovering that fumble from Xavier Howard. He just had a knack for finding the football. I mean, he was everywhere on this football field for the Dolphins today, and that was just impressive to watch on that defense. So overall, I thought the big guys on defense today were obviously Xavier Howard. Landon Roberts was good, and so was Jerome Baker. He had a sack too towards the end of the game. So those three guys were my big guys on defense that I really enjoyed watching. For the Patriots, they did a very good job running the football at the beginning of the game. Sony Michel ended up having 10 carries for 74 yards. Cam Newton had 9 carries for 38 yards. So as a committee, they were very good at running the football, but towards the end of the game, they moved away from that. And although they were only down by a few points at one point, their ability to just move away from the run game, that ended up, I think, making their offense falter, because at the end of the day, you don't really want Cam Newton, especially this year, throwing the football that much. And the Dolphins were really forcing Cam Newton to throw those throwing situations. And at times, Cam Newton did look good at throwing the football. I mean, he was taking what the defense gave him through that short passing game, but at the end of the day, when Cam Newton has to throw the ball 27 times and only completes 17 passes for 209 yards, you're probably not going to win, especially with Cam Newton and how he's been playing this year. I mean, this guy's thrown more interceptions than passing touchdowns, so just watch out for that. Also, the Patriots could absolutely not stop the run. They just could not stop the run. It was almost a continuation of last week's terrible performance against Cam Akers and the Rams. And, I mean, this Dolphins offense ran right through this Patriots defense. The Dolphins' ability to run the football today was the reason they won the game. That was pretty much it. Like, it's that simple. They were able to run the football. The Patriots couldn't stop them. And the Dolphins, even when Tua was struggling today, were really able to just kick into another gear. Savon Ahmed, Matt Breida were able to really find their way through this Patriots defense, and that inability to stop that run game from the Patriots was really a sucker punch. Bill Belichick, his scheme was solid today too. I know the running game was not good, right? Stopping the run was not something ideal, but his ability to confuse Tua, especially in the first half, was something that he's been doing throughout his career. Obviously, he did it a few weeks ago with Justin Herbert. He has success against rookie quarterbacks and young quarterbacks, and his ability to scheme pressure and show where pressure's coming from and blitz and do all sorts of things in coverage allowed for Tua to really struggle in that first half. I mean, that J.C. Jackson interception was thanks to Chase Winovich coming off the edge, causing pressure, and that's all goes back to Bill Belichick and that Patriots culture of next man up, finding ways to do it. And also, like, Josh Uche had a sack too. They was able to get pressure from all different types of places, and that was something that was really solid from the Patriots defense, causing Tua to struggle, especially in that first half. Also, I guess a bright spot for the Patriots was that their kicker, Nick Folk, had a pretty solid day, 4 for 4 from field goals on the day, and I mean that kept them in the game. His ability to make kicks down the stretch and throughout the game allowed them to be in the game for most parts of this game, I'd say, until probably halfway through the fourth quarter. So at the end of the day, Dolphins' big win keeps them in the playoff hunt. They move to 9-5. If they win their next 2 games, they are officially going to be in the playoffs. But, I mean, there's still other ways that they can get in. I mean, they've got the Raiders next week, and then they've got the Bills in Week 17. The Patriots are officially out of the playoff hunt. They move to 6-8, and this is going to be their first season in a very long time where they're not going to be able to make the playoffs. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's going to finish the video. If you guys have any video suggestions for me, anything you guys want to see, please feel free to drop that into the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya.